Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Q&A on Rocket League. Today we have something a little bit special for you guys. We have Danny Lotus, also known as Lethamyr's editor, with us today. Just to go through a few general Q&A questions for him, how we got into the game, etc. But yeah, so without further ado, let me get him into a call and we'll get this rolling for you guys. What is going on, my dude? How are we doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm not bad, man. I'm not bad at all.
Good.
It's good to have you on, my man. It's good to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely no problem at all. Absolutely. No, you were one man I wanted on the channel for sure. By the way, guys, in case you don't realise, Danny also gave me Trevor as an editor. He suggested him, so it was thanks to him that we actually ended up getting Trevor as the editor. So thank you for that again. Much appreciated.
Yeah, of course.
Just for you guys who don't know, Danny is Lethamyr's editor. Lethamyr is a massive Rocket League player, ex-pro, fantastic player, lovely guy. He actually, if some of you guys were following me early days, Lethamyr actually helped me out with a charity stream back in the day. I don't even know if you know this, Danny, actually. Back, Jesus, about 2 years ago, man. I did a charity stream for terminally ill cancer patients. So like they give them their last, whatever they want, all their last wishes, they grant them if they can, make them comfortable, you know, before they pass on. So it's a really good charity. So it was something that I really wanted to raise money for a long time, and I reached out to Lethamyr and reached out to actually Pulse OSM as well. And to be fair, the two of them they couldn't have been nicer. Helped me out in every way. We did a stream together, did a couple of games, raised a lot of money. We actually ended up raising over 300 quid for the charity. So worked out really well.
That's awesome. That's such a good story,
isn't it? Like it's like obviously like I didn't expect anyone to respond to me really, because at the time I still am a very low in terms of popularity and stuff on Twitch or on YouTube or anything like that. But I said, look, I'll take a chance and see how people react to it and how pros react to it, and we'll see how it goes. But in fairness, the two of them couldn't have been nicer. Lethamyr was like, yeah, straight in, like, you know. And same with OSM. They were both straight in, all willing to help. And we raised a lot of money for charity, so we can't complain, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. They're good dudes too. They're good dudes.
Absolutely. But guys, it's going to be a very simple Q&A session today. We're going to ask Danny a couple of questions. Nothing too personal, just very laid back, like we did with Trev a couple of weeks ago. So without further ado, let's get into a couple of games, guys. I suppose we'll start with the very basics. Like, you see, I should actually mention as well, the reason I kind of started this series is to get people like pros and content creators and editors and stuff from the Rocket League scene on, because I just find that there's not a lot of content out on YouTube at the moment of people's backgrounds and stuff and how they got into the game and all that sort of stuff, you know. So I just said, look, we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. If people are into it, well and good, you know. I suppose we'll start with the basics. How in God's name did you get into Rocket League?
I think it was free for a weekend on Xbox or something.
Oh man, it's like that's how I kind of started as well. I used to be big into racing games and stuff, and one of the buddies picked this game up on the Xbox store or something, and he picked it up and he said, "Oh my God, you have to try it. It's actually amazing." So that's kind of where I started with it. Nice finish, buddy.
This game is a gem. For me, I kind of knew that I was going to be hooked on Rocket League, like, as soon as I started playing it, because as soon as I started, I was just addicted. Like, all I wanted to do is play Rocket League. Even when I was, like, not good enough to play online, and I was just doing, like, tournaments against bots in my living room.
I remember those days, man. Mother God.
Yeah, it's, like, a throwback. A lot of nostalgia, for me, at least, like, thinking about, like, the early days of Rocket League. And
just for everyone to hear, what age are you, Danny, actually, at the moment?
I am 24. I'm going to be 25 later this year.
Oh man, you're the same age as me. So well, I'm actually 25. I turned 25 in January, but similar age.
Happy late birthday.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you very much. Like it's just funny because I was actually thinking to myself earlier on today before we actually came on the call. I was saying I'd love to know, what rank are you? I never thought about searching it up.
Okay, a lot of people ask this question, like in YouTube comments and even like just the random DMs.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna be satisfied with the answer because I have no idea.
Really? You're not unranked?
I'm unranked, and I have been for like the past 3 seasons or so.
Stop it.
Yeah, I was super into it for a while, and this is before they changed the ranking system and everything.
Yeah.
And, like about a year ago, I peaked at like mid 1800s MMR wise, and then I just kind of, once I started working for Leth, I kind of dialed it back because like there was a part of me that wanted to try to go pro if I could, but that's not in my blood. Like it's a special type of person that's able to do something like that. And that wasn't it for me. But like once I started working with Lethamyr, I kind of just dialed it back. I wanted to focus more on other things, like on the content side of things. But yeah, so I don't have a rank. I was like 1800, so I might have to take a couple weeks and see what rank I would actually be, because I know there's quite a few people that would want to know the actual answer to that question. Last season, I played my placements, and I got into like, I think I touched Grand Champ 1 and 2s, and that was pretty much it.
That's my bad.
So I could still kind of hang in like the higher lobbies if I'm sweating.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I have no clue what my rank would be at this point.
I suppose
wild card, baby.
Wild card, yeah. But it's one question that's been bugging me since the day I ever heard about you or heard about Let. How in God's name did you get to meet Let, or how did this whole editing thing come about?
Okay, so this
sounds like there's an interesting story behind this.
This could be a long story. How far back do you want to go? Do you want to know how I started editing in general, or just how I got into like the Rocket League area?
Okay, let's start with the basics. Let's start with editing, and we'll build our way up.
Okay, so in high school, I was a musician, and I had a little band, and I wanted to learn how to make my own music videos, so I could like promote my band and stuff. Because I wanted to be like a friggin' superstar. And then I had the opportunity to go to, during high school, to go to a like technical school half the time, and learn about video production. So I took my chances on that, and I did that to try and learn how to make my own music videos. And that basically led to me getting a job at my local news station.
Right.
And that was cool for a while, but they didn't really like value me. I felt after a while, and they wouldn't like, they didn't want to give me a raise after like however long I had been there, and like yada yada. And so eventually I had heard that Rizzo was looking for an editor because he was trying to start a second YouTube channel. So I like donated him $5 on Twitch and reached out to him, and then I ended up being the guy to do his second channel.
The live channel, yeah, I remember when that came out, yeah.
Yeah, so I was doing that for about a year, like from 0 to like 90-some thousand subscribers for that channel. That was pretty much all me.
That's madness.
And then one day, Lethamyr just tweeted out, "Hey, like I'm looking to maybe start my own live channel. Does Rizzo's editor want to like double dip?" So I said sure, because like I needed the money, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Take what I could get. So I said absolutely, and I was doing that for him for a little bit. It just kind of didn't work out, but he really liked the thumbnails that I was making for that channel.
Yeah.
So I started making thumbnails for his main channel on top of doing his editing on the live channel. And then just after a while, the live channel kind of fizzled out, and I just said, "Hey man, like if you ever need help editing for the main channel, like I got you. I'd be happy to help."
Yeah.
And yeah, that's like coming up on a year ago now. I think maybe even a tiny bit more than a year. But yeah, that's pretty much how I went from how I got into editing and then got into the Rocket League space. Kind of got pretty lucky with the first situation with Rizzo, because my TV station job, like I just kind of got fed up one day, and I was like, you know what? These people don't value me, they don't care about me, and nobody watches TV anymore. Like I felt like I was on a sinking ship, so I was like, you know what? I'm gone, and I just kind of walked out. Like, which
I'm with you.
To anyone watching this, I strongly recommend if you do something like that, you have a plan, because I didn't really have a plan. I just kind of took a leap of faith and
gung-ho job.
Lucky.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I mean, you need that bit of luck sometimes, don't you, in life? Like where you get the right bounce of the ball, and you know. all that,
exactly.
like, you know.
That's a great way to put it. But,
yeah, for sure. Now, you know, looking back, like, hindsight was a great thing, and you wouldn't have got the opportunities you would have if you didn't do that, you know. But, like, I suppose for some people it can always go the other way, but thank God for you, it just worked in your favor, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, like, definitely acknowledge that everything worked out. But as, like, when I first left the TV station, I was like hustling, just like looking for any kind of work I could find online editing, because that was like my marketable skill that I had.
I was just thinking, like, I don't know if you guys have ever watched any of Lethamyr's videos, but like your editing is like so detailed, you know, like you have so much detail put into it, and like it must take hours and hours to actually edit one video, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's most definitely a full-time job.
Yeah.
Especially with me doing the editing and the thumbnails, and like for me, my editing, it's not like as insane as a lot of other people, but like that's kind of how I like it. Like I like kind of like
simplistic.
Like, yeah, like I like a very nice and like minimalist kind of editing. I don't want people to think about the editing, but I definitely do consider like how it adds to the videos and like that kind of stuff.
Like it's one thing that I like about your editing. Like I watch Lethamyr's videos all the time, you know, and like Lethamyr does a lot of stuff with friends and stuff, you know, and a lot of his map making and stuff, and like that sort of content like doesn't need to be flashy. It just needs to hit the people. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and it depends a lot on what the content is. Like if there's a new map and like all the boys are just having a good time, like that is the content. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of editors can fall in that trap of like way overdoing it, like just adding stuff that just doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
And like it just kind of can get obnoxious to me. So like I like to keep it simple, but in like a professional way. You know what I mean? Like I want it to feel polished, but not overdone. That's probably how I would phrase it.
The minute I got Trev on board as an editor for me, all that kind of went away, because he knew exactly what he was at, and any funny parts, like he, rather than taking away from him, he actually added to him with the editing. You know.
Exactly.
I think experience like makes up for that quite a lot. Like, and to be fair to Trevor as well, like with my YouTube at the moment, like I don't know if you ever heard of a game called Overcooked. Did you?
Yes. I love that game.
So myself and my buddy, my other, I stream with him quite a bit, and he's my we do a lot of games on YouTube together as well. Jack, we did a full episode on Overcooked 2. With like, or a full series, I should say, with 16 episodes in it, and to be fair, like Trev joined like really late on. I think it was episode 15 and 16, the last 2 episodes of Overcooked, that he actually joined in on. So like for him to make, like, he had never edited anything other than Rocket League, you know. So it was a hard transition for him. Like I was like, look, I said, I know it's your first time editing it. You probably don't understand what's going on in the game, but just try your best. You know, if you need a hand, I'm happy to help. But to be fair to him, the effort that he put in was ridiculous, and like it's just like, as I said, that clean editing style, he just had it, you know what I mean, and it just added so much to my video, you know.
Yeah, and that stuff comes with experience, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't have that. I didn't. Okay, fair enough. He's gone. I didn't have that experience, and I suppose having him on board really helps, because as you know, he has that experience, especially with Rocket League as well, because I try and do a Rocket League video once every week, and just whatever else I decide to play then is added on as the second video of my week, you know.
Right.
But like having him do that for me he just added so much to the channel. Like I think I'm only at, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not anywhere near anyone else's numbers, but I'm on like 380 subs or something. But like we're growing steadily enough. And like that's
what it's all about.
Exactly, and I'm always looking for new games, new stuff to play. Like obviously Lethamyr is doing very well with his with his content at the moment. Like, but I think you can answer the question for me really. Like, I would assume a lot of his videos with his friends, you know, like the sumo wrestling maps and stuff. I would assume they get like the most views on his channel just because they're that much more engaging, you know.
And like, are you saying like compared to like videos with just him in them?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think so. Especially with Rocket League. Rocket League's one of those games that's really, I mean, to be fair, his Road to Supersonic Legends series has done really well. People love that. I think that's kind of outperforming the stuff with friends at the moment. But that's also very educational from someone who's like really, really good at the game.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of at a point where it's not even so much about the Rocket League as it is like watching that group have a good time. You know what I mean? I think it just so happens to be that Rocket League is like the platform that they do that on. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people have just kind of come to enjoy that friend group, which is really cool to see. It's like, I think it's more about the personality at this point is what I'm trying to say.
For a lot of people who don't know as well, Trevor actually does editing for Goberry as well, who is another personality in the Rocket League scene, and he would actually play with Lethamyr quite a bit in his videos as well. Another question for you: how did you meet Trevor? Were you friends in school, or?
Well, this goes back to my days of being like pretty high ranked in Rocket League. I basically met him while I was trying to like put together a team and see if I can make like a competitive run in Rocket League. And myself, him, and this guy named Silver, we were teamed like for almost a year, just like doing tournaments, scrims, like replays and all that kind of stuff. So like we spent a lot of time just grinding this game together. And then he was in college, like he said in the video you did with him a little bit ago. And just from like hanging out with me, he just kind of found his way to editing and really enjoyed it. But yeah, I basically just met him through Rocket League, so it all comes back around to Rocket League.
But Danny, thank you so much for coming on, boy. I do appreciate it. Guys, for anyone who wants them, Danny's links will be in the description down below, as well as my own, as well as Trev's. Danny, have any last parting thoughts, my man?
I don't. Just thanks for having me on. This is a lot of fun. I'm excited to see your Portal 2 content that comes out.
Fingers crossed,
like
it's going to be decent.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Like we're always looking for more games as well. So guys, any suggestions, put them down in the comments or pop into my Twitch chat, whatever you want to do on my socials, and leave us ideas of what you want to see. As well as that, as I said, Danny, thank you so much for coming on, my man. If there's any questions you guys want me to ask Danny in the future that I've left out in the episode, please feel free to put them down below. For now, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next time. Madcham out.